Mother Teresa's life, filled with service, compassion, and controversy, remains a subject of fascination and debate. She is remembered as a symbol of selfless love, dedicating her existence to the care of the poorest of the poor. However, her personal struggles, philosophical beliefs, and relationships with controversial figures have prompted closer scrutiny of her legacy. By delving into her life, we uncover the depth of her faith, the weight of her doubts, and the profound influence of her actions on the world, unveiling her inner struggles. Perhaps the most startling revelation about Mother Teresa came posthumously through the publication of her private letters. These writings exposed her decades-long spiritual darkness, a state she described as feeling abandoned by God. In one of her letters, she wrote, "The place of God in my soul is blank. There is no God in me. I have no faith. I dare not utter the words and thoughts that crowd in my heart and make me suffer untold agony. So many unanswered questions live within me." For a figure globally revered as a paragon of faith, such admissions shock the world. How could someone who dedicated her entire life to God and humanity experience such profound spiritual desolation? This paradox added a complex layer to her legacy. While some viewed her struggles as a betrayal of her faith, others saw them as evidence of her extraordinary resolve. Despite her internal turmoil, she continued to work tirelessly for the poor, believing her suffering was part of God's divine plan. For Mother Teresa, her spiritual darkness mirrored the plight of the people she served, who often lived in despair and abandonment. By sharing in their suffering, she believed she was embodying the love of Christ and participating in his sacrifice on the cross. The terrifying secret of Mother Teresa. The idea of a terrifying secret associated with Mother Teresa has intrigued many. While there is no evidence of any dramatic, undisclosed revelation beyond her letters, some speculate that her greatest secret was her humanity itself. 1. The depth of her spiritual struggle. The darkest secret in Mother Teresa's life may have been her inner battle with faith. Traditionally, saints are idealized as individuals with unshakable belief and divine connection. Yet, her admission of feeling God's absence for decades forces us to reconsider the nature of sainthood. It reveals that saints are not immune to doubt and despair. They are ordinary people striving toward goodness in the face of unimaginable challenges. Her perseverance, despite the absence of spiritual consolation, is perhaps her most profound confession. 2. Radical embrace of suffering. Mother Teresa's view of suffering has long been a point of contention. She saw pain and hardship as ways to connect spiritually with Christ. This philosophy deeply influenced the care provided in her hospices, where critics alleged that physical relief was often deprioritized in favor of spiritual comfort. Some wonder whether, in her later years, she began to question this belief. Did she reflect on whether her approach glorified suffering unnecessarily? Her belief that suffering could be a pathway to God remains both a powerful inspiration and a source of significant controversy. 3. Associations with controversial figures. Another secret could lie in her relationships with powerful and controversial figures. Mother Teresa accepted donations from questionable sources, including Charles Keating, a financier convicted of fraud, and maintained ties with Haiti's Duvalier family, notorious for corruption and brutality. Critics argue that these associations tarnish her moral credibility. Could she have privately regretted or felt disillusioned by these connections? Or did she view these relationships as necessary compromises to sustain her mission? Her final days and legacy. In the final days of her life, Mother Teresa's health was failing, but her commitment to her mission never wavered. Accounts describe her radiating peace and gratitude, reflecting the humility and devotion that defined her life. Her alleged last words, "Jesus, I love you," encapsulate the simplicity and depth of her faith. However, Some speculate that she left behind a private message for the Missionaries of Charity, urging them to continue serving with love and humility. If there was a terrifying secret in her final days, it may have been her acknowledgement of the fragility of faith itself. Her willingness to endure a lifetime of doubt while remaining devoted to her work speaks to a profound strength. This struggle, far from diminishing her legacy, enhances it, showing that faith is not about certainty but about action and perseverance. Controversies surrounding her mission. Mother Teresa's work has drawn both immense praise and sharp criticism. Her supporters see her as a beacon of love and service, while detractors highlight several controversies that have complicated her legacy. 1. Standards of medical care. Critics argue that the care provided in her hospices was often inadequate. Pain relief was reportedly minimal, and critics claim that the facilities lacked modern medical standards. This has led to accusations that she prioritized spiritual solace over physical healing. Defenders, however, maintain that her mission was never to modernize healthcare but to offer dignity and compassion to those abandoned by society. 2. Financial transparency. The Missionaries of Charity received substantial donations from around the world, but questions have been raised about how these funds were managed. Critics allege that more could have been done to improve existing facilities instead of focusing on expansion. 3. Allegations of forced conversions. Mother Teresa's religious motives have also been criticized. Some allege that she prioritized conversions to Christianity over aid, performing baptisms on the dying without their consent. While her defenders argue that these actions were motivated by genuine compassion, they have nonetheless tarnished her image in certain circles. Canonization and modern implications. In 2016, Pope Francis canonized Mother Teresa, officially recognizing her as Saint Teresa of Calcutta. The process was not without controversy, as critics questioned her qualifications for sainthood. Yet, for many, her life remains a testament to the power of compassion and service. Her struggles with faith resonate deeply in an increasingly secular world, where doubt is a common experience. Mother Teresa's example suggests that faith is not a static state of unwavering belief, but a dynamic journey requiring daily renewal. Her life demonstrates that even amid uncertainty, one can act with love and purpose. Philosophical reflections on faith and doubt. Mother Teresa's life invites profound reflection on the nature of faith, doubt, and the human condition. Her inner darkness challenges the traditional notion that religious leaders must always feel connected to God. Instead, she shows that faith is a choice, one that must be reaffirmed even in the absence of spiritual consolation. Her struggles also raise questions about the relationship between doubt and belief. Can doubt deepen faith? For Mother Teresa, it seems it could. Her perseverance in the face of despair suggests that faith is not just about feelings, but about commitment and action. Lessons from Mother Teresa's life. 1. Compassion without boundaries. Mother Teresa's life reminds us that compassion transcends cultural, religious, and national divisions. She saw humanity in everyone, challenging us to look beyond superficial differences and act with empathy. 2. Service as worship. For Mother Teresa, serving the poor was more than a humanitarian act. It was a form of devotion. Her life inspires us to find meaning in small acts of kindness, seeing them as opportunities to express love and faith. 3. Perseverance amid doubt. Her legacy underscores that faith is not about never doubting, but about continuing to act with love and purpose despite those doubts. Her example encourages us to remain committed to our values, even when facing uncertainty. 4. Finding meaning in suffering. While her views on suffering are controversial, they offer a perspective on finding meaning in hardship. Mother Teresa believed that suffering allowed her to connect with Christ and the marginalized, reminding us of the transformative potential of compassion. The ongoing impact of her work. Today, the Missionaries of Charity continue Mother Teresa's mission, operating in over 130 countries. They run hospices, orphanages, and shelters, serving the most vulnerable members of society. Her example continues to inspire volunteers, religious leaders, and ordinary individuals to live lives of selflessness and love. Conclusion: Mother Teresa's life, marked by profound inner struggles, controversial beliefs, and unwavering service, offers a deeply human portrait of sainthood. Her terrifying secret, if there is one, lies not in any external revelation, but in her acknowledgement of the fragility of faith and the strength it takes to persevere. Her life reminds us that imperfection and doubt are not obstacles to greatness. They are part of what makes us human. By embracing her doubts and continuing her mission, Mother Teresa demonstrated that faith is ultimately about love and action. Her legacy, though complex, challenges us to act with compassion, serve with humility, and find strength in our imperfections.